It was a blistering July afternoon when the roar of 7 Harleys echoed down the narrow road leading into Pete's Auto and Diesel, the only garage for 20 miles in any direction. The bikes rolled in like a storm cloud, loud, heavy, chrome glinting in the sun like a warning. They came from the Reapers, a local biker crew that didn't exactly have a reputation for manners. Leading the pack was Mac, a burly man with arms like tree trunks, a Confederate skull tattoo on his neck, and an ego big enough to block out the sun. Behind him, 6 others, all wearing leather, sunglasses, smirks. They pulled up, kicked their stands down, and started barking. "Got oil leaking like blood back here. One of you grease monkeys better know how to patch a line. Hope you don't mind dirt under your nails, sweetheart, 'cause this baby's been through war." That last line was directed at the woman kneeling near Bay 2. Her name was Riley Voss. She was 5'7", brown ponytail, lean arms smeared with grease, wearing a tank top that didn't try to hide the muscle. She didn't flinch, didn't even glance up, just muttered, "Pull it around back, I'll take a look." Mac laughed, walking closer. "You, girl, I asked for a mechanic, not a calendar model with a wrench." She finally looked up, eyes sharp as a welding flame. "You want your line fixed or your ego rubbed, big guy?" His crew laughed, but Mac didn't. He leaned in just enough to try and intimidate. "You talk pretty tough for someone standing under my bike, sugar. And you bark pretty loud for someone who can't fix his own ride." Jaws tightened, the air grew thick. Pete, the shop's owner, peeked from his office, eyes wide, wondering if he needed to call someone. Again. Riley stood, wiped her hands on a towel, walked past Mac without a word, and circled the Harley. "Your oil feed hose is cracked," she said. "Looks like a heat split. I can patch it, or replace it if you want it done right." Mac scoffed. "You can try. I ain't paying if you screw it up." "That's fine," she replied, calm as ever. "I charge double when I fix a man's pride." That got real quiet, until one of the younger bikers snorted. "She's got teeth. Let her have a shot." Mac growled, but he didn't stop her. For the next 40 minutes, Riley worked under the bike like it was a ballet. Fast, fluid, no wasted movement. She patched the hose with a heat-resistant seal, tightened the clamps, checked the crankcase, and even wiped down the frame before stepping back. "Start it!" Mac swung a leg over, turned the key. The engine roared to life, purring like a beast with a clean heartbeat. No more leak, no more smoke. Even Mac couldn't lie. It was clean work. But instead of saying thanks, he grinned. "Well, look at that. Pretty and useful." He tossed a greasy rag at her feet. "You can wipe my pipes next if you're bored." Riley didn't move, didn't blink, just bent down, picked up the rag, then tossed it back right onto his lap, hard. "Careful, that grease might stain your panties." The garage froze. One of the bikers muttered it. "Oh, shh." Mac stood up, fast, towering over her now. "Think you're funny, huh?" "No," she said flatly. "I think I'm done here." She turned to walk away, but Mac wasn't about to let it go. He grabbed her arm. Wrong move. What happened next took 3 seconds, and no one saw it coming. Riley twisted her wrist out like she'd rehearsed it 1,000 times, shifted her stance, dropped her weight, and wham! Mac was flat on the ground. Air knocked from his lungs. The shop was dead silent. Riley crouched beside him, her voice quiet, controlled. "Next time you grab someone without permission, make sure they didn't spend 6 years in MMA." She stood, wiped her hands, looked at the others. "Anyone else want their oil checked?" Not a soul moved. Pete stepped out from the office, jaw nearly on the floor. "You okay, Mac?" Peachy," he groaned from the ground. By late afternoon, the rumour had spread around the neighbourhood. She took Mac down in 3 seconds. "Oh, come on!" Without a drop of sweat, I'm telling you. Pete's Auto and Diesel started taking twice as many calls as it had the entire previous month. Some wanted repairs, some wanted to see the girl mechanic who took down a biker, and some just couldn't believe it was real. Inside the workshop, Riley silently finished 3 more orders and quietly turned in her shift. Pete walked over, shaking his head. You're a legend now, you know that. I didn't try to become one, she replied. So where did you get that gimmick from? You didn't watch it on YouTube, did you? MMA, 8 years, 2 championship belts. Are you serious? I don't mess around when it comes to pain. It's true. Riley was no ordinary mechanic. Raised in foster homes, been fighting for herself since she was a kid. 16 years old in the gym, 18 fighting. Got her first win in 90 seconds, but then she quit. Too much blood, too much attention, too little peace. She found it in the engines. Iron doesn't lie. It either works or it doesn't. But peace is something that rarely lasts forever, especially when someone's ego is hurt. 2 days later, Mac showed up at the shop again, this time with a bouquet and a check. He stood at the counter like a schoolboy before a parent-teacher conference. Riley looked up. Are you going to throw that in my face or just give it to me? Mac grinned. I was being a jerk, and you were just doing your job, and you were doing it perfectly. I was wrong. Here's to the repairs and for the lesson. He held out a check. The amount, twice the cost of the repairs. She took it. Okay, but next time bring donuts. It seemed like the story was over, but no. A week later, Pete got an email. Women's Amateur MMA Tournament. The prize is $10,000. He shrieked, Riley, look! She took a glance and immediately threw the sheet away. No, you're going to take them all out. I'm over it. It's not about fighting. It's about showing everyone. You're not just strong. You're the best. Riley left in silence, but at night, she pulled the flyer out of the trash. She looked at the date and circled it in pencil. The hall smelled of sweat, rubber, and tension. Riley hadn't set foot in the cage in almost 5 years. But as soon as her boot touched the mat, it all came back. The breathing, the stance, vision as sharp as a blade. She didn't shine. She didn't shine. No shiny shorts or neon bandages, just matte black. Simple, calm, dangerous. First fight, 43 seconds. 1 jab, 1 deception, 1 throw, tap out. Second fight, tough as a bulldozer. But Riley's like the wind. She ducked, she got away. And a last-second neck breaker. The audience whispered, Who is she? Is she the one from the biker video? The mechanic? Really? Finale. The opponent is Cara Knockout James. 3 years undefeated, rattling punches, laughing her way into the cage. And Riley walked in quietly, hands free, eyes straight, no fuss, gong. Cara attacks like a storm. Riley pulls back, scanning, misses the first round, just dodges, the second, timing, and in the third. Cara stumbles back. Riley ducks under a punch, turns around, knee to the ribs. Cara goes down, she's wheezing, a thud on the mat. Victory! Riley didn't scream, didn't jump, just picked her opponent up, looked her in the eye and nodded. Respect, always. Backstage, a reporter. You've won 10,000. The champion has been defeated. What do you have to say? Riley wipes his face. Respect those who keep quiet. In the evening in the workshop, an envelope from Mac. You didn't just fix the bike, you put something together in me. Respect, M. In the morning, the parking lot was full. Bikers, high school students, veterans, mums with their kids. They're not there for the repairs. They're here to shake hands, to say, you showed us how it's done. Riley didn't wear a cape. She wore oil on her hands and silence as armor. When she was teased, she didn't yell. She showed who she was. So when someone says, you don't fit in, don't argue, prove it, fix it, rise up, and remind them, True strength needs no proof. Thank you for watching. If you want to get more of those kind of stories, press like and check out our channel.